In a quiet African village, nestled where the wind spoke freely, lived a young boy named Kito and his widowed mother. Their small hut, built with mud walls and a thatched roof, stood at the very edge of their community. The season had been unforgiving. The sun burned relentlessly, cracking the soil and leaving the farms barren. Inside their home, a single yam lay wrapped in leaves, dry, rough, and heavy with the weight of their survival. It was the last of their food. Kito watched his mother, her eyes filled with a deep, silent worry as she handled their final meal. He stood barefoot, a simple cloth tied around his waist, sharing the quiet dignity of his people. Hunger was a constant guest, yet hope remained. The village drums were silent, and the smoke from cooking fires had thinned to almost nothing. Everyone was waiting, listening for the first drops of rain, praying for mercy. That afternoon, Kito was sent to fetch water from the stream with a clay pot balanced on his head. Along the dusty path, he met an old woman bent with age, her wrapper faded and her walking stick trembling in her hand. She asked softly for food, saying her strength was gone. Kito hesitated, his stomach tight with hunger. He thought of the single yam waiting at home, yet something heavier pressed on his heart. He ran back, returned with a small piece of yam, and placed it gently in her hands. Later on the same path, he met a weary traveler sitting under a baobab tree, sweat-soaked and weak. Again, Kito returned home, broke the yam once more, and shared. As the sun began to set, a hungry child approached him near the stream, crying quietly. Kito looked at the final piece in his hand, the last of everything he had, and gave it away. That night, Kito slept hungry, wrapped in thin cloth, listening to his stomach ache while his heart remained strangely calm. Deep into the night, as the village lay silent under moonlight, the wind began to move differently. Leaves whispered, and the air felt alive. In Kito's dream, the old woman, the traveler, and the child stood together, no longer weak, no longer tired. Their eyes glowed with wisdom. Without speaking, they showed him the land as it once was: green farms, full barns, laughter echoing through the village. Kito woke suddenly as distant thunder rolled across the sky. Clouds gathered thick and heavy. By morning, rain fell gently, soaking the cracked earth. Neighbors rushed outside, laughing, crying, lifting their hands. The soil drank deeply. The farm beside Kito's hut sprouted fresh green shoots faster than anyone had ever seen. The village elders gathered, murmuring in awe, sensing that something sacred had been stirred by an unseen act. As days passed, the miracle remained. Kito's farm flourished beyond all others, yet he did not boast. He still greeted elders with respect, still walked barefoot, still shared his harvest quietly. The elders called him before the village square beneath the great tree. Dressed in full traditional attire, with coral beads and carved staffs, they spoke of ancient laws, that the land listens and the ancestors watch. They revealed the truth: the strangers Kito helped were tests sent to measure hearts during the time of hunger. Many turned them away. Only one shared without calculation. The village celebrated, drums returned, dances filled the air. Kito's mother wept tears of gratitude, not because of abundance alone, but because her son had chosen kindness when fear would have been easier. Years later, the story of Kito was still told by firelight. He never became king, but his name carried weight. His compound was never empty, his barns never dry. Children listened wide-eyed as elders reminded them that wealth does not begin in the hands, but in the heart. The camera lingers on a healthy yam harvest laid on woven mats, then fades to Kito standing quietly at sunset, the land behind him glowing with life. When you share your last out of kindness, life remembers you. What you give with a pure heart never truly leaves you. In times of hunger, it is compassion, not fear, that saves a people.